win the race. Why? Because I've got some leverage. Not only can I win the race, but I can go farther, faster, and use less energy. And I'm going to tell you something. I just gave to you one of the greatest secrets to financial success that you'll ever find in your life. See, if you want to win a race, you got to stop running financially. So I get on a bike, I go farther, I go twice as far in half the time and use less energy. Why? Because I've got this thing called a bicycle. And this thing called a bicycle is what? It's leverage. The bike that I'm on is leverage for me. And see, one of the things that you have to understand about life and business is you can always make up in leverage. You can always make up in leverage what you lack in what? In ability. And so many of you go through life believing in your inabilities so much that you never go out and find any leverage to overcome it. Hopefully you are picking up what I'm putting down right now. So, you say, man, what's that got to do with a membership site? Well, only everything. Here's why. Because I'm going to show you how to become a millionaire. How you can become a millionaire. But I'm going to show you how to become a particular kind of millionaire that I call a virtual millionaire. Now, here's how that works. This is driving me crazy. Okay, so if you want to become a millionaire, if you want to become a millionaire, if you have $1 million invested at 6%, right? That's going to give you $60,000 a year, right? If you divide that $60,000 into 12 months, that's going to give you $5,000 a month. Now, the question that I'm going to ask you today while you're watching this, and I can see that the numbers are growing, the question I'm going to ask you is, at the rate you're saving right now, how long is it going to take you to save up $1 million? Well, let me help you understand that. If you said a long time, that's not a real answer. So I'm going to give you a real answer. If you are right now saving $1,000 a month, it's going to take you 83.3 years to save up $1 million. If you're saving $100 a month, it's going to take you 833.3 years. If you're saving $10,000 a month, it's only going to take you 8.3 years. Now the question, how many of you are out there saving $10,000 a month? Probably none, right? But what if I could show you how to experience. See, once you get to the million, you don't want to spend any of that money. What do you want to do? You want to invest it at some rate of return. For this illustration, we picked 6%, so that you can live off the interest, which gives you $60,000 a year or $5,000 a month. Now, you remember in elementary school that we all learned that two things that are equal to the same thing are also equal to each other. Remember that? Well, that means that if you have $1 million. I don't know, I've got some noise coming in some background noise. That means if you have $1 million invested at 6%, it's going to give you $5,000 a month. That means anything that you create that makes $5,000 a month passive cash flow for you is worth $1 million to you. It's the same as saving $1 million and investing at 6%. And since at the rate you're going, you're not going to save up $1 million in your lifetime at the rate you're saving right now, don't you think it's time to examine some other plans other than saving money? Does that make sense? Talk to me, my people. Does that make sense? Type something in that Facebook feed so I can see you. Everybody picking up what I'm putting down? What's up, Louis? By the way, Louis Brigado is the guy who created that Virtual Millionaire Club logo for us. All right. So fantastic. So understand there has to be a better way. And I'm going to show you that better way right now. So here it is. All you need is something that makes $5,000 a month. Well, how can you as a regular citizen like me, how can we, regular folks like us, how can we create that $5,000 a month passive cash flow? What can we do that'll make us $5,000 a month passive? I'll show you. One thing we can do that'll make us $5,000 a month passive is we could go into real estate, couldn't we? And we could go and buy 10 houses that make $500 a month positive cash flow. But if you've ever done real estate, here's what you know. You know it's really hard to create $500 a month in passive cash flow from one property. You know that, right? It's more likely that you're going to produce $100 passive cash flow and you're going to need 50 houses. Well, man, that's a lot of leverage. And now you're leveraged, and if the market tanks like it did in 2008, 2009, you're up the creek without a paddle. So maybe that's not the best plan. Oh, I know what you could do. You could go out and invest $350,000, and you could start what? You could start a laundromat, have a bunch of washing machines, and people come in here and they put their little quarters in, right? And you make $5,000 a month, 25 cents at a time. That's a plan. I mean, that may not be the best plan, but it's a plan. Or you could do, you could do one better than that, right? You could go and you could say, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put up some ATMs or some other kind of, so I'm going to put up an ATM, right? I'm going to have my little pad here with my little numbers on it. And every time somebody comes and takes money out of that machine, I'm going to make $3, right? And I'm going to become a millionaire $3 at a time. I'm going to get $5,000 a month, $3 at a time. Well, guess what? There's a better way. There is a better way, and here's the better way. Now, by the way, nothing that I'm sharing with you is theory. What I am telling you is what I do. I, Myron Golden, do. I'm going to show you in a minute. So one of the things that you can do is, one of the things I think you could do is you could start a membership site. Now, the first time I got this idea, I was watching Joan Rivers. Joan Rivers used to have this show. By the way, they sell it on iTunes for $10. I would recommend go buy the whole season. I'm telling you, it's worth it. I think it's only one season. But it costs $9.99 on iTunes, at least it did when I bought it. It is called How'd You Get So Rich? I am telling you, some of the best education you will ever get is figuring out how other people have gone to make $10 and $15 and $20 million. Well, anyway, there's this one guy she was interviewing. She asked him how he got so rich. And the guy got rich. Have you seen these fake, like, hillbilly teeth? They call them Billy Bob teeth. And you put them in your mouth and it looks like your teeth are going in every different direction. This guy made $50 million with Billy Bob teeth. Now, the interesting thing about it was, he didn't even invent Billy Bob teeth. He was at a football game. He turned around. He saw some guy with Billy Bob teeth. He said, "That is the coolest thing I've ever seen." He went and made friends with the guy. He said to the guy, "Hey, we can start a business, blah, blah, blah." The guy said, "I'm in dental school right now. I don't want to think about," imagine this, "I don't want to think about that. I've got to focus on my classes," right? And so the guy said, "Well, I'll buy the idea from you." So the guy bought the idea from him. He started Billy Bob Teeth, and he made $50 million. Well, that's not the one that's mind-blowing. This is the one that's mind-blowing. Joan Rivers walking down one of the streets in Hollywood, Hollywood Boulevard or wherever, catches this young cat. He looks like he's about 32, 33 years old. He's coming out of the Cartier store. He's got a bodyguard. He's got these two beautiful women on his arm. And she said, "Well, you're coming out of the Cartier store. You must be rich. How'd you get so rich?" And here's what she said. Here's what the guy said. He said, "I own a membership site." She said, "Really? What kind of membership site do you own?" He told her what kind of membership was, a dating site. He said, how much do you charge your members?" He said, "I charge my members $40 a month." She said, "How many members do you have?" He said, 2 million. Joan Rivers said, "That's 2 million members at $40 a month. That's $80 million a month." And he said, "Your math is very good, Joan. $80 million a month for a dating site? Are you kidding me?" Okay, by the way, I'm not saying you're going to start a dating site that's going to make $80 million a month. What I'm saying is, you don't have to start a dating site that does $80 million a month. You don't have to have a membership site that costs $40 a month. You don't have to have a membership site like one guy I was watching his training videos this morning. He starts a membership site. This guy I never even heard of him before. I never heard of him, ever. And he made $25 million in 10 years with membership sites charging people $97 a month. Say, "Myron, what's your point?" My point is, memberships can make you a lot of money. Now, my recommendation is start a membership site on the internet, right? This is your keyboard, right? That's your keyboard. You got your keyboard here. You got your screen right there. Start a membership site and let that membership site make you $20 profit. If that membership site makes you $20 profit, all you need is 250 members, and with 250 members, that's $5,000 a month once you get to 250 members. That's $5,000 a month, passive, residual income. That is crazy. That is incredible. Okay, now you say, "Yeah, but that's 250 people. I can't get 250 people." Wait a minute. Right now, there are 46 people watching me live. Some of those 46 people never heard of me before. I am doing this broadcast for the members of our membership site, and they're going to get credit for it when some of these people get started with the membership site. So don't worry about the fact that seems like a lot of people. Is 250 people a lot of people? Kind of. But let's break it down. Hey, if you want to eat an elephant, how do you do it? Somebody tell me, how do you do it? One bite at a time. So here's what you do. Let's say every month you only get 10 members. You do that for 25 months. That's 2 years and 1 month, and you've